Okay, so this is such a, I mean, it's just a sad story. It's a story we hear. There was a scene in particular where no, Mamie is telling Alma that she's gonna go back to Mississippi, and of course her
Right,
parents are telling her not to go. And Alma says, "But I have to do this for my son." And I mean, Mamie says, "But I have to do this for my son."
right.
And then Alma is like, "But I have to protect my child." And
Yeah,
you really think about it, like Alma's the grandmother, she's the big mama, so
yeah,
she lost Emmett. She doesn't want to lose her big baby.
right.
So can you just talk about like just bringing that mother-daughter dynamic to life and what you learned about both Alma and Mamie as moms?
Well, it's that line, but what about my child? Is one of those lines that resonates with parents, you know? Yeah, I mean, it's like, because it gives you some insight to your own parent, and you start thinking about, well, all the times that you went and did what you wanted to do, and your mother was saying, look, could you not do that right now? And then we all have come through this. We all have come through this, and the thing that I loved about their relationship was that it was normal.
Mm-hmm.
It was normal relationship. It's how my mom and I were. It's how I think most people and their moms were, and particularly if you're in a house of color, there's certain ways you can talk to your mom.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's just certain ways you can ask. Yeah, So I like the fact that it was ordinary.
Mm-hmm.
It was normal. It was ordinary. It's what every parent goes through with their kid when they're concerned. And it just reinforces Mamie's concern about Emmett.
Mm-hmm.
And you say, oh, this could be anybody. This could be any pair of, family members having this conversation about something that they are passionate about, saying, I don't want you to do this because I'm afraid,
Mm-hmm.
and helps to humanize this story again without a lot of, having to add a lot of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It is a story of a mother and son and a family. It is the story of systemic racism and all the things that systemic racism brings with it.
Mm-hmm.
All of the outer rims that come when we see it. So I think it's a movie that will get people who don't expect to be gotten.
Mm-hmm. Awesome.
Because of that.
Wow. Yeah, I got the chills the entire time. Like it, oh my goodness. It became clear. It's clear that the minds behind this production definitely thought critically and empathically about how to bring this story to life, especially with regard to conveying the violence and the trauma. So talk about that, like talk about the importance of having people on this project that get it. And then also what made Orion Pictures the ideal partner to bring this story to life.
Orion Pictures said yes. After all those years of people saying, no, we don't get it, we don't understand, we don't think it's the right time, no. They said, no, what do you need?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And we'll, we got you. And it was like, thank you, thank you. And I got to make the movie she wanted to make. And we as the producers got to see Keith's work come to a head,
Mm-hmm.
because he'd been working on this forever. He did the documentary that got the case reopened. I mean, he and Barbara Broccoli and Fred Zolo and myself, and we wanted to get it out there, because what we are all seeing is like a replay of this. Nobody wants this. Nobody wants this feeling of the racism is so there that anything, people can just walk into your house and grab your kids. Someone can just say, we don't want to see it towards anybody, where people can just say, no, I'm going to arrest you. I don't like how you run your life. I don't like who you love. I don't like how you do that. This is all connected. This all stems from what systemic racism does, because it has these arms that go out and hit everybody. They hit everybody. So it's important that everybody recognizes that just because it's not you today doesn't mean it ain't gonna be you tomorrow. Because the horror of systemic anything is that it just goes wherever it wants to go and makes itself the norm. I am hopeful that people won't worry about what's in a book or not in a book. They'll see this as they saw the Diary of Anne Frank. The information is here. This is what you don't want to have happen again. So that's why I'm so glad we got to do this.